you hear me now? Good? Okay. My story starts out in my home. To be clear, I grew up in a non-Christian household. The only time I heard the Lord's name growing up was when it was used as a swear word. I would stay up all Christmas Eve hoping to catch Santa, and on Easter I'd eat chocolate eggs that came from the Easter Bunny. I thought Christmas was for presents and Easter was for chocolate. It wasn't until I was 10 that I encountered God. In the 5th grade, I got invited to Kingswood Camp with one of my best friends. I didn't really understand that I was religious, and neither did my parents, so they agreed to let me know. That was the first time I heard the Christmas and Easter story. I learned about who God was and what the gospel was about. Although I didn't have much knowledge about Jesus, I found myself curious, asking questions all week and genuinely wanting answers. Year after year, I went to camp. But every time I came home, my life went back to how it was before, my life without God. When I got to middle school, I became friends with a few Christians. They went to church on Sundays, but their actions never matched their words. They didn't represent Christ the way that they thought they did. In my mind, that became my view on Christians. My friendship with them started to go downhill during grade 7 through 8. Grade 8 was the year I truly encountered God for the first time, but leading up to it was some of the worst months of my life. My whole life I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be popular, but at the same time I wanted to go unseen. I said earlier that I struggled with my friends in middle school, and I often tried to seek validation from other people. I started comparing every part of myself, my looks, grades, and personalities. I used to be told I was too much or too loud. All I wanted was to be the person that people wanted to be around. So I stole bits and pieces of everyone's personality and tried to remake myself to the point where I couldn't even recognize myself. That year in specific, I was dreading Christmas break. Christmas break meant I wasn't even able to keep busy, and that meant I was alone with my thoughts, which then they started to consume me. During Christmas break, my mom came up to me and asked me to sign up for the Leader in Training program at Kingswood Camp. I had no interest and begged my mom not to make me. My mom said she didn't want me staying in all of summer break on my phone, so she made me sign up and complete the interview. I put little effort into my application and thought my interview went horribly and that there was no way that they were accepting me. When I got accepted in June, the part of me that was absolutely dreading that day was really excited. The summer I found God, I felt love greater than any human could provide. The kind of love I had been looking for. I felt at peace. I got invited to Solid Rock Youth by one of my best friends, Emily, and that fall I gave my life to Christ. To those of you who are scared to share your faith with your parents, I know it's hard. I constantly struggle with it, but I'm grateful that my parents are supportive of my religion, but it's also hard to watch them deny God over and over again. Although it's hard, I promise there is hope. So far, my parents have attended church with me once, they've gone to the live nativity my church hosts for 2 years, and they agreed to go to church with me on Christmas Eve this year. Slowly planting that seed over time may be just what they need. My story represents the power of sharing the gospel. If I never heard about camp back when I was 10, my life would be different and I wouldn't be sharing my story now. In Matthew 19:20, Jesus says, "Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit." This is what we are called to do as Christians. These were the last words of hope Jesus gave before he ascended up to heaven. We are called to live this out and spread Jesus' hope through our communities, starting with our school. Everyone who passes by has a story that God has written, and you never know how impactful your words can be. Jesus died for everyone. There is hope through his birth, death, and resurrection. He was born, he died, and he resurrected for us, for you. He did that knowing who you were in your past, who you are now, and who you are going to be. He loves you beyond measure, and he came to the world to bring hope for you. And that is what Christmas is all about. Thanks for listening.